Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your March general reading. This is a general reading. I have laid out the Mayan Tarot along the axis of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with an African Tarot, and I will use 3 oracle decks along the way. So I do offer personal readings. The information for that is in the description box below. I give away a free reading on or about the 1st of every month, and I pull winners for that from the comments and the donations previously received. So thank you to all of you who are participating in that. But moreover, I appreciate your presence here now. I appreciate all the ways that you support me in whatever way that you do. I feel it, and I am thanking you in advance. So Cancer, your overall energy for March is the 10 of Jades. This is about legacy. This is the word that we always use with this card. And it can represent a very profound ability for you to recognize that you have benefited from the work of others before you. That can be through a personal inheritance. That can also be through a recognition that others have done the work to provide you with opportunities that they may not have had, but that their efforts have created a momentum for you that you have realized the benefits from. And becoming aware of that, whether it is a financial inheritance or a cultural or ancestral inheritance that you've received, you're now in a position to give back, to generate more abundance from the abundance you have been provided, so that others can gain access to the privilege, the wealth, the opportunities you've had. So this somewhat complex phenomenon is the result of experience, so that the utilization of your inheritance is meant to contribute not only to your stability, but your growth and expansion and your provision of the same to others. In the 10th house, your social position, the 9 of Cups, this is beautiful. And it feels like as a result of this legacy, which you are now participating in, at whatever level, if it's simply an appreciation of the largesse that you've received from others, or it's a receipt of the tremendous qualities, goals, history, efforts that others have made on your behalf, in whatever context that exists for you, you have realized a kind of abundance that goes far beyond any material resources, but actually gains you the privilege and the joy, the contentment, the satisfaction in knowing that what you have can be shared. And it's in the process of generating abundance of whatever kind, of that's in well-being, in belonging, in being able to support the belonging and the abundance of others. You find joy in the process of being a part of this tradition, being a part of this legacy. In the 1st house, we have the 7 of Jades. And there's something that you are evaluating in terms of your overall effort. This can be the way that you've earned a living, the way that you are managing this legacy in whatever terms that is for you. But whatever efforts you are realizing, you understand they're a part of your willingness to invest in yourself, the ways perhaps that others have invested in you that has produced the rewards that you now are able to enjoy. But you are looking at that investment and looking at how you can leverage it into greater abundance. This is a way of working smarter, perhaps distributing the largesse of your inheritance or the resources that you are participating in that can be made more available to others. In the fourth house, this is the house of your soul, your home, your roots, your history even. The Wheel of Fortune is really describing a kind of, for me, good karma. This is you having, it hasn't always been this way. You've been on a journey where you've had to incrementally gain the experience, reinvest in yourself, manage the resources you have in a way that transforms them into the service that you want to provide for others. And you are now manifesting the opportunity to do just that as a result of recognizing your power, your ability to manage and control these resources. You're in a position of finding an opportunity that you can truly now build upon. And this is where this sense of legacy moves from a personal experience to a more global or social experience that you are able to contribute to the social good, but that doesn't exclude your own abundance and profit. And that abundance and profit could manifest in many ways that go beyond the material dimension that, again, result in your satisfaction, the sense of well-being, joy, and pleasure that you receive and create in the world. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, we have the Hermit card. And I believe as a result of your ability to identify all the opportunities that are available to you on a personal level, all the efforts that others have made on your behalf, as a result of that, you need a moment to process. You need an opportunity to withdraw, to retreat into a space of your own authority, your own prayer, your own meditation, your own desire to find the answers to where you are, to be redirected on your path, to ultimately ways to best share what you have gained, what you have learned on your path. And this is very much about becoming a model to others who are observing your journey, your opportunities, the way that you have gained and have shared what you've gained with others. You're modeling that, and others are watching you. In the first I'm going to do a Soul's Journey card and ask Cancer that if this reading is resonating for you, that you like this video, that you share it with others, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I have the card Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And this is really what I'm sensing is part of this retreat for you to put together, to process your own path, your own challenges that may have been incredibly daunting and oppressive. The karma you've built up has not been about skipping through experiences in life. You have transformed and transcended. You have overcome some pretty challenging conditions, some effort that you have applied to situations that has been offered, that you participated in without expectation of recompense, understanding that the better you can make your world, the better you will be, the better others will be. You are part of uplifting the world by working towards the improvements in it. And that's a kind of different way of viewing what we're customarily expected to experience as part of gaining some kind of a legacy, some kind of inheritance. That things are easy, that things come effortlessly. That has, in fact, not been your experience at all. This inheritance or this awareness of a legacy that you're participating in has come after you've gained many experiences. Many you have worked very hard, very effortlessly with a lot of conviction around what is right for you. And now you're processing what that judgment, what this opportunity means to you now. I'm also going to pull a flora and fauna of Africa. And I've pulled the lion. Actually, two cards came out, but I'm going to hang on to the one that I see. And the lion is associated with the plant geranium. And the key word is favor. You may be facing a tough challenge, but your strength will carry you through. Take control and lead with grace. I like this. What I like is the acknowledgement that it is not all that often comes to mind when we think of inheritance, right? The stereotypical idea of abundance or favor being bestowed on you, perhaps undeserved favor. And to the contrary, this feels as though an inheritance that you've earned, that you are participating in. The Seven of Jades in the first house is clarified by the High Priestess in the second house, and the Seven of Swords in the third house. So we have our next second seven. The High Priestess is really about your understanding your path now. You're understanding the way in which difficulties and hardships have informed your current situation, the information that you know in reflecting on your experiences of difficulty, of difference, are now clear to you. How you've been able to stay true to who you are, to connect from that place of wisdom and self-knowledge. How you're able to be strategic with what you know and to hold back in order to understand the right timing for your action. The Seven of Swords in the third house is really describing the communication that you may be having, particularly with those close to you. This can be siblings, are often the specific audience or community that you're interacting with, but it can also be neighbors, anyone who's close by. And this is about receiving criticism, receiving notice of your differences in a way that feels undermining, feels sabotaging, or is doesn't value the fundamental merit of your ideas or your efforts. This is the kind of thing that not only hurt you deeply in the past, but blocked you from doing what you needed to do. However, at this time, it's just part of your understanding of the way in which you are moving towards what resonates for you, your joy. You even can see the fear in your comrades, your allies, your peers, your siblings, your family members in recognizing your unique contribution. The fear that that you will leave them at some level, that they don't understand your ideas, or they don't understand how you can be the way you are, whatever way that is. I'm guessing generous with what you have collectively gained and why you are able to accept some of the criticism as valid, but understand that you are moving forward in a way that allows you to pick your battles and to not allow yourself to be engaged in the kind of hate mongering that you may be experiencing. Now understand that haters are part of the journey towards success. Not everyone understands you, and that's okay now, because you're understanding you, and that is the power in the way that you are able to dispassionately stand back, observe, take in valid criticism, and really hear what's being said underneath sometimes the snarky comments. That this is really a kind of desperate call for attention, for not being left behind. And that's maybe the sense that others are having, that now you're really leaving them behind. In the fourth house, the Wheel of Fortune is being clarified by the Chariot card. In the fifth house and the Three of Wands in the sixth house. You are not afraid to be who you are. You are not afraid to be different. You are not afraid to not only be different and to, you're not hiding that, you're not apologizing for that, but you're also really clear about your way, your originality, your uniqueness as being part of what you have to contribute, that there's a reason why your vision is what it is, that you have a vision, and that you are no longer distracted by all of the drama around you. You don't feel the need to address the drama or be in it. You instead, 2 sevens, 3 sevens here, really confirming that you know who you are, you know where you're going. And this apparently is very hard won. Well, it's hard won for anybody. But this is giving you the focus on the direction, your goals that you want to move in, and you're moving rapidly. And so it isn't a surprise that people are fearing that they're being left behind, that you're moving on and beyond them in a way that they may be covetous of, coveting. You're also really putting together your plans in a way that is very open to your own interests, your own inspirations, your own passions. You're looking for collaborators and like-minded friends, peers, people that can support you and that you can support, and looking towards new opportunities. There are a lot of ways in which you can find new audiences if you, in fact, are creating services, products, or opportunities for others. You're looking for those people out there that need what you have. And that is part of researching, finding out, getting help, communicating in a way that is turning you away from your familiar life, your familiar world, your familiar allies. This is about you planning for the future and having a vision of what that can be. The Hermit in the 7th house is clarified by the 5 of Pentacles in the 8th house and the Justice card in the 9th house. There is this way in which you have been conditioned, perhaps by your family of origin, a way that you've been labeled. And that labeling has kind of relegated you to some kind of space where you were not supposed to expect, or you were not expected to be successful, to be happy, to receive the successes that others believed they were the rightful inheritors to. There's something of a zero-sum game, not necessarily your view, but you're very aware that others had low expectations for you. And that as a result of that kind of community or family structure, you did not look to or expect a lot of support from your family peers, from your siblings, from members of your families, because of the low expectations that were projected onto you. This can, in many ways, well, your values have really changed from that time. This is no longer a reflection of a value that is natural to you, that all are deserving of health, happiness, and some kind of success. And you, as well as others, are understanding that your ideas have validity. There's no longer a seed of doubt or a seed of inadequacy in your presentation of your ideas or your desires for the pursuit of your goals. Instead, you now know that the support you need can be gained from others, if not from your familiar circle of associates. Then others are willing to supply you with the support that you need. Since this is in the area of shared resources, this is something you've had to assert yourself against almost. It's part of this awareness that you have been denied, that you have earned something that you haven't received compensation for. This can be your awareness that you're part of an entire group of people that have been customarily or historically or socially denied something that they are deserving of. Some right has not been granted to you. And the sense of unfairness or maltreatment or underservice is something that you have become aware of and you are capable of addressing. If it is in terms of your awareness, you are supplying balance to this unfairness. You are evening out the score, if that is in identifying what is you are deserving of, or if it's in advocating for the needs of others like you who are being customarily denied. Your consciousness is balancing out the issue of fairness in terms of resources. The 9 of Cups in the 10th house is clarified by the 8 of Cups in the 11th house and the World card in the 12th house. You're definitely closing out an entire life cycle here. You may be changing partnership status. You may be moving into a different professional status. You may be taking a new job. This is all the rewards and recognition that you are currently receiving for a successful achievement or accomplishment, you feel is a kind of preparation for the next stage. You are, in fact, recognizing that this next stage requires your leaving aside, moving away from significant bonds. There may be a literal loss that you are responding to by moving on to a more significant challenge, one that has been hampered or would be hampered by the bonds, the relationships that have been fundamental to your experience of life at this point, so that you are understanding that something that is important to you that would give you a sense of fulfillment ultimately requires your leaving significant relationships behind. I'm going to finish up this reading, Cancer, with a crystal oracle, and I haven't used these in a while. And I jumped out the citrine, beautiful citrine stone. And the key word is abundance. I'm aligned at all times with the abundant energy of the universe. This powerful energy flows through me into every aspect of my life. Thank you, as always, Cancer, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, Namaste.